Historic Market Square, part of the distinctive furniture showroom complex in High Point, North Carolina, owned by International Market Centers. It is the largest building in North Carolina on the National Register of Historic Places, and the sixth largest in the United States. But before it transformed into unique upscale showrooms, it was home to a different business, Tomlinson Chair Manufacturing Company. Tomlinson Chair was one of the first furniture factories in the city. One of its former employees is said to still haunt this former furniture complex. The Tomlinson Chair Manufacturing Company complex was built between 1900 and 1927. By the 1950s, High Point's success as a furniture manufacturing city was due in large measure to the success and leadership of the Tomlinson Chair Manufacturing Company.
In the late 50s, early 60s, there was a gentleman by the name of Thomas Parker, and he worked for the Tomlinson Chair Company. He was, my understanding, a carpenter that did most of the woodwork for chairs, and he went from that to being a maintenance worker with the same company. Mr. Parker was told to go work on one of the elevators that had got stuck between floors. He went down to work on the elevator. He opened the elevator door from the hallway and laid down, was leaning in to hit a switch or one of the cables. And when he did, the elevator just broke loose, came down, and chopped his head off. And that's when Mr. Parker had his accident and lost his head over his job.
I've encountered Mr. Parker like on the elevators, and then with the doors opening and closing for no apparent reason, and because those elevators are funny anyway, because you can push the button and then you have to step aside or just get in the middle of between the two, because you never know which one's going to open. And then but then when you see them open and close and there's no one on them, it kind of gives you an eerie feeling. And looking back on it, I probably should have been, but this is like walking down in the suites, and when it's pitch black down there, I just keep going because I've been through it so much, I know my way around, and I thought, well, people could be in there, and I've never been frightened.
Yeah, every once in a while we get somebody who comes by and says, oh, I saw something, or I heard something, or... The story is that he was a young college student who was working here in the summertime as an intern, so he probably had, his eye out for women. Well, Mr. Parker is here still. He's everywhere. He's been reported in the Street and Splinter, on the ground floor, the mezzanine floor, the second floor, and maybe on the third floor some incidences. Cannot quite say. I'm not really quite sure if it's Mr. Parker, but I will say something is in Market Square.
Urban legend or unsolved mystery? If only the bricks could speak and tell us what they've seen over the generations of this building. For those who doubt there's a ghost inside Market Square, I encourage you to spend some time there. You just might find that your mind has been changed.